This is an instructional video on how to round. Now, rounding is all about place value. And so we're going to break down the possible place values you could have in a decimal point. So before the decimal is your ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, the place values we're more familiar with. That is the whole number. After the decimal point is the tenths place. After the tenths place is the hundredths place. Notice they end in THS. All of them will end in THS. After that is the thousandths place. After that is the 10,000th place. And then after that is the 100,000th place. So we're going to do some examples, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of rounding to these different types of place values. So for this problem, we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So my number, 310.286. Start by identifying where you want to round. We want to round to the nearest tenth. That is the 2. Now, the next step is to look at the number on the right-hand side. So we're going to look at the 8 because it's right next to it. If it's a 4 or less, we're going to round down. If it's 5 or higher, we round up. 8 is higher, so we round up. So our answer is going to be 310. Okay, the whole number is going to stay the same. Everything in the front stays the same. We are rounding up, so 2 is going to round up to a 3. We do not write anything after that. All the numbers in front stay the same. And we're going to drop all the numbers behind. These steps can be used to solve any rounding problem. So for this problem, we're going to round each decimal to the nearest thousandth. So thousandths is 1, 2, 3 place values. It goes tens, hundreds, thousandths. So we're going to look at our 3. I look to the number on the right. That's a 6. 5 and higher rounds up. 6 is higher, so 5 and higher rounds up. Everything in front stays the same, so 49.46. The 3 rounds up to a 4. For this problem, we're going to round to the nearest whole number. The whole number is in front of the decimal, so it's the 6. We're going to look at the number on the right-hand side, which is the 8. 4 or less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 8 is higher, so we round up. 6 is going to become a 7. We do not write anything after it, and there are no numbers before it. It's just 7. Round to the nearest hundredth. For this problem, we look at our second decimal place, because it goes tenths, then hundredths. I'm going to look at the decimal on the right-hand side, which is a 5. 4 and less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 5 is 5 and higher, so we're going to round up. The 815.7 stays the same because it's in the front. The 5 is going to round up to a 6. Round each decimal to the nearest whole number. So again, we're looking at the whole number, which is going to be 53. We look at the decimal on the right-hand side. It's a 9. 4 or less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 9 is 5 and higher, so our 53 is going to become a 54. For this problem, we're going to round each decimal to the nearest thousandths. So for our decimal place, it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we're going to look at the 9. We take the 9 and we look at the number to the right, which is a 3. 4 and less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 3 is 4 and less, so we're going to round down, meaning everything in front stays the same. 21.789. The 9 does not go down to an 8. It stays the same as a 9. Rounding down means staying the same. For this problem, we're going to round to the nearest 10,000th. So again, we count our decimal places. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths is here, the 8. I look to the number on the right, it's a 7. 4 or less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 7 is 5 and higher. So everything in front stays the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5. The 8 is going to round up to a 9. Round each decimal to the nearest hundredth. So for hundredths, we go tenths and hundredths. So we're looking at the 4. Look on the right-hand side. Number is a 3. 4 and less, we round down. 5 and higher, we round up. 3 is less, so we're going to round down. The 87.5 is going to stay the same. And when we round down, the 4 stays the same as well. Rounding down means staying the same. Round to the nearest 100,000th. So again, we can count our decimal places. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths. So we're looking at the 2. I look at my number to the right. It's a 0. 5 and higher, we round up. 4 and less, we round down. 0 is less, so we're going to round down. When we round down, everything in front stays the same. 34.5749, and the 2 stays the same as well when we round down. For this problem, we're going to round each decimal to the nearest tenth. Tenth is the first decimal place, the 7. We look over on the right-hand side. It's a 1. 4 and less, we round down. 1 is less. If it was a 5 or higher, we would have rounded up. The 82 stays the same, and when we round down, the decimal stays the same as well. That's going to be 82.7.